Hello guys and welcome to the channel. It's the Eradicator, and today we are going to have a look at mining gadgets, which are one of the new features of this Star Citizen of a 3.17 patch, and it is going to allow players to find, well, potentially new new rocks, new riches in the verse, riches that were not before accessible due to the limitation of their equipment. I think, for example, the base prospector. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Or let's say, for example, you find some rocks that were maybe a little bit too unstable. Maybe you were a little bit too shy. You didn't dare to fracture those rocks. Well, with those mining gadgets, maybe you'll feel a little bit more confident and make even more money that you used to make in the past. So that is what we are going to be testing in this video. We'll be seeing how to use them and, well, if they are really that effective or not. It's also worth mentioning that until this very last patch here, it's the S patch in the PTU, it was just impossible or not worthy to be trying this this feature because the asteroids were bugged. It was impossible to scan them, or sometimes you had several asteroids or rocked and just plugged within one another. So it's just it was just a little bit clunky, and I just didn't want to be showing some frustration or features, not features, but bugs that were not intended to be part of the final feature. So that's why we are talking about them only today. But anyway, let's get started here. And first, we need to figure out where to buy those gadgets. And of course, we need to get them at the refinery locations here, which are at the Lagrange points. You can find refineries at the Lagrange points that are the closest to planets. So in this case, we are at Hurston L1. And you can buy them at the shop on the first floor, and don't go to the second floor, it's on the first floor. And we have a selection of 4 different gadgets here. Since I'm not a big fan of mining Continuum, I don't like the idea of having a rock that may explode in your ship and be limited by time. It's not really what I prefer. I prefer to mine Acrisium, Terranite, or Bexelite eventually. It's not worth as much, but at least it's more relaxing. So we'll be going for a Stalwart here worth 20,190 Alpha UEC, which is going to reduce the resistance of the rocks by 30%, which should make quite a big difference. And we're going to show you the difference, by the way. And well, let's get started. So before we start, of course, you need a ship that is capable of mining. Not every ship can do that. There are only 2 ships in the verse right now. It's either the Mole from Argo or the Prospector from Misk. And if you do not have mining vessels, well, you can always rent one. You can do that at the refinery as well. And that's what we're going to do here for 37,000 Alpha UEC. It is quite a sum, but if you follow our advice, well, you are probably going to have a return on investment and maybe do a profit after only 2 runs. So before you go, make sure that your ship is here and not at your starting location. So if it is, you're gonna have to climb it, obviously. And do not forget your mining gadget in the local inventory. Make sure to bring it with you, otherwise it would be a shame to go to your location, get to your asteroids, only to find that you forgot it at the station. That would be ridiculous, right? So once your ship is ready, don't forget to call it at the ASUP terminal, and then you are ready to go to your destination. And since, as I said, I do not like to mine Quantinium, I prefer to mine normal rocks with, you know, maybe Agricium or Bexelite, as I said, right? So we're going to go to Aberdeen, which is one of the moons around Hurston. It's not too far from where I am. And once you're there, all you have to do is to press the tab key for your ship's scanner to identify where there are potentially some interesting rocks that then you are going to have to identify once you get there using the V key. It's going to scan whatever is inside. And well, in this case here, I found an interesting rock here weighing up to 6,000 tons, which is not a rock that I can normally fracture. You can see here using the prospector, I'm trying to mine this rock without the gadget on, and it doesn't do anything. I think that if I keep on going, it's not that heavy. I mean, I've seen much heavier rocks, 7,000-8,000 tons. At 6,000 tons, I think that if I keep on going for like 20 or 30 minutes, eventually maybe I have a chance to get to the green zone, but I just don't have time. I don't have the patience, so I'm going to land instead. And I will be placing the mining gadget on the rocks. So it's not that hard, and just you hold it in your hands and click on place on a location that is not too far. You need to be able to access the gadget with your character's hand, because then you're gonna have to tweak a little bit all of the different gauges in order to get an efficiency of 90% of the potential of the gadget. Otherwise, it's just not going to be activating. But once you reach 90%, then go back to your ship. Also on Aberdeen and other moons, just beware of the weather. Right here, it's so hot that I only had 12 minutes until I would die of overheating. So I actually like the idea, the little rush of adrenaline that you have to hurry up before I die. But at least, I know that there's always a backup plan. If I fail, I can always go back to the ship and then go back to the rock. But it's not like if I had some Quantinium and if I fail, then the ship is destroyed and everything's gone, right? So it's not exactly the same as Quantinium. Anyway, here we go now, and definitely it's much easier to be mining this rock, which is in itself, it's not an exceptional rock. It only has corundum, diamonds, and 8% of pixelite. But what I like about it is that it has very little weight here. Only 14% of inert materials, which is going to compensate its lack of value with a substantial gain of time. Now, once everything has been fractured, you are going to be focusing on the fragments which are worth the most, and then it will be time to go once the pods of your prospector are full. And we're going to go back to where we started. That means at the refinery station. Don't forget, by the way, as we arrive at the prospector, is not the most maneuverable, doesn't have the best handling in the verse, so don't forget that it's always better to have a smooth and slow landing than the quick landing that is going to cause an untimely loss of your ship and your cargo hold. Anyway, once we are back at the refinery, don't forget that you have to go to the second floor this time, which is where they're going to be processing your ore, and you have two series of screens. If you go left here, this is where you'll be able to directly sell your ore to the refinery, and you can see here this is worth 17,000 UEC. So, well, it's not so bad, but it's not worth it's not worth the rental price of the prospector. However, if I go to the refinery itself and refine the materials, then I sell those refined goods to CBD, like Lawville CBD or Area 18, right? Well, I think that can be able to sell everything for 23,000-ish. So that's going to be more interesting, and I'm pretty sure if I find a better rock with even more valuable materials, only a second run will be enough to get the return on investment on the rental of the prospector. I don't really care about getting a return on investment on the mining gadget, because you can always pick it up and reuse it over and over again. You will only lose it if, for example, you screw up and you destroy the rock, then it's going to be destroying the gadget at the same place. So it has multiple uses, and that's going to smoothen the threshold for the return on investment. Anyway, I really liked it that it actually worked. It made mining more interesting, more challenging, more exciting as well. And quite frankly, I can't wait to go back. And that is all for this video, guys. So now we know how those mining gadgets look like. I was really excited and eager to try them out, and I will definitely be trying them out again once this patch reaches the PU. But let me know in the comment section down below, guys, were you convinced by mining gadgets? Are you a miner? Is this something that's going to help you make better profits when mining? Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, because we have a giveaway this month. We are giving away, thanks to DJ Timo, a Cutlass Black. All you have to do is to answer the question and subscribe to the channel in public settings. Also, if you want to help out the extra mile, help me out on Patreon or via the YouTube channel membership program, you have access to exclusive videos. Made a couple of them already. I try to release at least one new video each week, and access to my Discord channel, where thanks to Dr. Forbid, we have another giveaway here. It's a 400i with a Fortunate Paint. That is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. It's the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later. A huge shout out to everyone who's been helping me out on Patreon and via the YouTube Joint Membership program. Creating content on YouTube involves continuous circles of ups and downs, and it is when we are the lower parts of the curve that your help really motivates me to keep on going. Your contribution really does make a difference, which is why in return I try to give back by offering backers access to my private Discord channel, automatic access to exclusive giveaways, or answering your questions during the show. You can help me out with as little as $1 a month, and any help is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching again. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later.